Kakegurui Twin Episodes 1 to 6 Review. The anime adaptation of Kakegurui Compulsive Gambler debuted in Japan back in July 2017, but Netflix held it in their vaults and did not distribute it outside of Japan until February 2018. With that long wait, you'd think that Netflix didn't have much hope for the series. It was their fear that it was unfounded as since then. The series is taking off has become one of the most popular anime licenses, not only with 2 anime seasons, but also live-action J-drama series, live-action movies, and now we have the original net animation, Kakegurui Twin, based upon the manga spin-off of the same name, but with the original anime seasons not finished. What does the Kakegurui Twin have to offer? Taking place a whole school year before Yomiko Jibami transfers to Yakult Academy and shakes the foundation of the school forever, Mary Saitomi joins as the first year of the academy via scholarship programming. She's a smart girl but not from a wealthy family. She's a huge disadvantage when she enters the school's unique system. Archie decided not by one's smart or athletic prowess, but one's ability to gamble. The richest and luckiest are those who cheat and get away with it, remain on top, whilst the poorest and unluckiest become house pets, servants of those who hold the power. Mary loses her first attempt to gamble, but she's not going to let her lack of wealth or luck stop her from reaching the top. Luckily, she has the friends to help her: childhood friend Suzura Hanatemari and literary club president Yukimi Tokakoshi, who will Mary find a way to conquer the system, or she eventually succumb to it. If you've seen or read the opening Kakegurui, you know the answer to the last lines of the above paragraph. And now, what the future holds for Mary, but as an old saying goes, it's not the destination that matters but the journey. That is the appeal of Kakegurui Twin, a look at the unique school system from a different set of eyes, way before Yomiko came into the picture, and to see what Mary's story started before she became the crazy villain turned eventual reluctant age for Yomiko. The manga Kakegurui Twin, however, is currently at 12 volumes, and the anime's Netflix release on August is only 6 episodes. It is by no means a complete journey, but more of a peek into Mary's life leading up to her eventual downfall, and since each episode is only 25 minutes each, the trip back into Yakult Academy is very brief but still enjoyable. If you're wondering what makes this series so different from the original series, admittedly, the restructure of each episode, or in some cases, 2 partners, it's the same as Kakegurui. Hero is challenged to a game with unusual rules and unique stakes. The heroine tries to play the game fairly but finds themselves in the situation where their opponent is winning. It's via the hero's own smarts at figuring out how their opponent is cheating that they will eventually come out on top. Kakegurui Twin is very similar, but because the audience coming into this will have most likely seen Kakegurui Twin. Twin noticeably has much more elaborate games that often have a danger of the rules, and by extension how the opponent is stacking the deck on their favor. A lot more complicated than previously. Admittedly, there were times where my eyes glazed over because the monologues of how the villain of the week is winning with it and a bit too long. That's not to say I was completely lost drawn, and I still find myself impressed at how stunning the animation is at making each game. Even simple ones like rolling dice, as engaging and visually appealing as possible, and Mary's triumph over each one, however brief, is satisfying all the same. One thing that does make Twin feel very different from Kakegurui is the main part of the goddess. Mary and Yomiko are very different in looks, personalities, and the people they can choose to surround themselves with. Yomiko, in what we've seen in the original anime so far, is more of a cyber, an untouchable goddess with more money than sense. She only seeks the pleasure of the gambling thrill, regardless of what is at stake, and even in the few episodes whether she is a house pet, she doesn't feel fear or sadness at the situation. Yumiko also doesn't really have friends per se, more like people who admire her and choose to help or follow her. She's a lot of fun to watch, but not one to feel attached to or see yourself in. It makes sense. Mary, on the other character, is much more of a character. She has a lot to prove because she go into the school via a scholarship, not because of privilege, and therefore must fight for her place in the school. She has ambitions, and what she trusts means a lot more to her both emotionally and financially, and she cannot afford to lose any games, as becoming a house pet is a big deal in her position. This doesn't mean that Mary is a better protagonist. It just means that watching Kakegurui Twin is going to be a different experience than watching Kakegurui, even though they have a lot of the same ingredients. Despite taking place in the same school, Twin also has unique characters to the series. The childhood friend, Suzura Hanatemari, can be described as someone who fell in love with the artwork for revolutionary guillotine but completely missed the point of the show. She sees Mary as her prince, and it's her naive, and utter devotion to Mary that is both sweet but also like watching a car crash unfold in slow motion. She's not in the original series, so something must have gone down to make her leave Mary's side. You just want to know what the literary club president Yukimi Tokakoshi struggles to find out in the anime overall, and she's mostly playing the shy bookworm in these episodes, but she grows on you by the end of the season. We're also introduced new student council members. Aoi Bibo is a good addition to the series, become across as a typical nice guy, but slowly reveals his misogynistic side as the series progresses. His fiancée, Sakura Miyarotaki, is also an interesting member, being a lot more straightforward and logical, so she bounced off the other the psychotic characters nicely. Then we have Sachiko Joraku, who's like a sneak in the team, whispering on the other's ears, but she wants them to hear and hoping to sway them to the side she wants them on. So she also fascinating to watch. As a series so far, only on Netflix, the English local primaries of a Netflix cast saw a few on the returning characters like Kira Buckland for Mary returning for Twin. New additions are great too. Amberly Connors, particularly Pierce Sachiko's lines, and Natalie Hoover as Suzor is also a good casting. Mapa returns to animate the series and is still as well animated and finely crafted as original series. They also do a stunning job at the opening, doing instrumental pieces by the series composers, like the boys Paul Crab Green found, with striking shadows and use of angles to give the series opening a unique edge. The ending theme is provided by Iris. It's a cute pop number, but it doesn't stick in your head like other songs for the franchise. Kakegurui Twin is a fun, quick dive back to the school of gambling we know and love. I hope, however, that it's just a small tester of more Kakegurui Twin our main series to come, rather than the last burst of anime before they drop it forever. Kakegurui Twin is now streaming on Netflix. It's available in Japanese, English, Polish, German, and many other more audio and subtitle options, depending on your region. 7 out of 10.